Okay.
Next up, Shaman. We got Amphibious Elixir. You mana nature spell. Restore 5 health. Discover a spell. It's big renew.
Bad Renew. Yeah. But Renew got nerfed to 2 mana and still saw some play, right? Or did it not?
Well, it got reset to 1 and it wasn't a problem later, but... Renew got nerfed. I don't know. This card has hope.
I'll give it 2.
Yeah. 2 sounds good. Not much special to it, but it'll do the job. Next up, Cactus Cutter. 2 mana, 2/2 Murloc. Battlecry, draw a spell. If you cast it this turn, gain +1, +2, and taunt.
Is this good enough as a 2 mana 2/2 draw a card? Probably is,
probably.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, for Nature Shaman or something.
I'll give it 3.
Yeah, 3 seems about right.
Okay.
Next up, Trusty Companion. 2 mana spell. Give a minion +2, +3. If it has a minion type, draw 1 of that type.
This is
That's okay.
So Doggy Biscuit was a really good card. Doggy Biscuit did have tradable. Did have the rush effect. This does not have tradable, but this has the upside is better, but the downside is worse. So that's kind of where I'm at.
I'm like caught between a 1 and a 2. I'm just thinking about Shaman decks and what Shaman deck puts this in their deck.
Anything that runs a 1-drop that has a class card. I think you've chat saying like Shaman struggles for draw, which is interesting, and like you compared to this old Hand of a Doll that got nerfed and still sees play in the nerf form. All right, I'll give it a 3. I'm convinced. So
I'm gonna go bold on this, and I'm gonna say 1.
all right.
Not because I think the card is bad, but I can't imagine a home for it right now.
Okay.
Next up, Dehydrate. 3 mana spell. Lifesteal. Deal 4 damage to a minion. Quick draw. Costs 1. How does this compare to Altered Chord? I have no idea. And I know Altered Chord's not that big of a deal. Any ideas? I'm kind of on a 1, unless I can be talked out of this.
So I remember that old Warlock card that was like deal, kind of like the dragon could go face though. This can't go face.
Nether Breath. Yeah.
But that card was really good, like really good.
It was
quick
pretty
draws.
good.
The quick draw is real nice. I'll give this a 2. So.
All right. I don't know where I put it. Next up, Minecart Cruiser. 3 mana, 4/5 Elemental. Rush. Overload 2. Battlecry, if you played an Elemental last turn, don't overload.
So this card wrecked me in Arena really hard. But pretty card. Like this card's gonna be garbage in actual constructed, right? So
Yeah, Elemental Shaman, everything related to it gets an automatic 1 from me.
yeah, like the 3 mana 4/5 for a cost. Still, like compare that to like I'm playing Warlock. I go location. I put my 4 mana 7/7 get 7/7 rush. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, this isn't even that good.
yeah, I'll give it
Some
a 1.
people would say Wild Paw Knoll, but Wild Paw Knoll didn't cost 3.
Cost 0, yeah, and you got to develop some potions, so in your hand, so yeah.
Yep, that's a 1.
Yeah.
Next up, Dr. Holiday. 5 mana, 4/5 legendary. Battlecry, if your deck has no duplicates, equip the Staff of the 9 Frogs, which is a 2/9 weapon. After your hero attack summons a 1/1 frog with taunt, each frog bigger than the last. So it's like Jade Frogs with taunt.
Oh my god, I love this card. Even though it's a weapon and it's gonna get like, it's probably not a 4, but I'm gonna give it a 4. I don't care that Ignis is better. I'm still giving this a 4. I can coin this out on 4. I'm giving it a 4. All right.
I'll give it a 3. This is a lot of stuff over a relatively short amount of time.
Chat, when you're getting wrecked by frogs and you're like dying, you're gonna be like, no hands is right. Frogs are powerful, all right? So
good stuff. Next up, Living Prairie. 5 mana, 5/4 elemental. Battlecry. If you've played an elemental last turn, summon 2 3/3 cows with rush.
okay, even though elementals suck, I played against this in arena and it ruined my life. So I'm kind of conflicted, but it does say the elemental word, so I'll give it a 3 because it was so but yeah, it was so annoying, but it's probably a 1, but it was just
I'll give it the 1 for both of us.
All right, it ruined my life.
Oh yeah, in arena this card's probably quite good.
Yeah,
when people play real Hearthstone as much.
And it's got cows.
It does got startled cows.
Okay.
Next up, Giant Tumbleweed. 7 mana nature spell. Deal 6 damage to all minions. Summon a 6/6 Tumbleweed.
This card also ruined me in arena, so I'm gonna give it a 4. So.
Okay. I'll give it a 3. This actually is a good card, I think.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Like they clear the board and they have a 6/6. I don't know, but yeah,
it kills pretty much everything. Seems good. Next up, Scar the Catastrophe. 7 mana, 7/7 legendary elemental. Battlecry, deal 1 damage to all enemies, improved by each turn in a row you've played an elemental.
We're getting to the end of elementals, right? Like,
I hope so.
I mean, we had the cow card, which was pretty good, but
this is the big payoff. This is your Mordresh.
Yeah. Oh, like I had to hold because my opponent didn't play anything. Yeah. Swap summon for played. Yeah.
That's a 1 for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 1. So I'll give it 1.
All right, cool. And next we got Walking Mountain. 9 mana, 4/16 elemental. Rush, Lifesteal, Mega Wind Fury, Overload 2.
I'm gonna give it a 4.
It can attack 4 times.
This card is absurd.
It does look good. I'm going to say 3.
Yeah.
It costs. I don't know if you can cheat this out effectively. And you can cheat this out effectively.
I'll be okay not cheating it out. Right? So I mean, yeah, it's. I don't know. To keep my trend, this card ruined me in arena last night. So yeah.
Fair enough.
I got ruined by a mountain and some cows. It was brutal. So
if Wind Fury is problematic, Mega Wind Fury must be mega problematic.
Yeah. I mean, you just play this, you do the board, and then you have like a 4/6, and your opponent like, oh, they didn't have an answer for a 4/6, and you kill them the next turn, like, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, seems pretty good. Next up, Warlock. Fracking. 1 mana spell. Look at the bottom 3 cards of your deck. Draw 1 and destroy the others. So, do you know about the Toxic Sludge?
Oh yeah, the card that gets discarded.
Yep, discarded, played, or destroyed deals 3.
Okay.
So
wait, so
Toxic
these cards,
Sludge.
So these other ones don't count as discarded. That's interesting. They count as
the other cards don't count as discarded. It destroys them. So it's not going to trigger your discard effects, but it will trigger the sludges.
So it's only discard a synergy with 1 card currently.
Well, 1 type of card, but
yeah,
it's like a tracking.
I feel like they intentionally worded this way specifically to not break wild. Like that's why I think they did it this way. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tracking that has some upsides.
Old tracking, so because it's
old tracking.
Yeah. So and you also can like things with dredge know what's at the bottom of your deck.
But Warlock doesn't really dredge anything.
I just don't feel like Warlock actually cares about this. I don't know. I mean, you can get a draw 2 when you high roll, right? But
No, you're not. You don't get the draw 2 discarded from this. Wait, no, you do. It's played or destroyed, isn't it?
yeah.
Oh, you do. You do get that one. Yeah, I'm gonna go 3 on fracking.
I'll give it a 2 because I don't know the synergies well enough. So
The Warlock set is one of my favorite, by the way.
okay,
I think what they did here is very creative.
not moving my chair so much. All right. Okay.
Well, next up we got Smokestack. 1 mana Fell spell. Deal 1 damage to a minion. If it dies, excavate a treasure. It's a mortal coil that excavates, and the Warlock treasure is the Azurite Snake. 4 mana 5/5 elemental beast battle cry. Your hero steals 10 health from the enemy hero. This is vampiric blood. This steals it. It doesn't deal damage. It adds it to your total.
Yeah, it's so good.
Which means even if your warrior opponent has something like armor, you can still suck them dry underneath it.
We'll just give these 4s because the reward is crazy. So yeah.
Yeah, Smokestack does look good to me. I would say 4.
Yeah. So
Next up, Disposal Assistant. 2 mana 3/2, Battle Cry and Death Rattle. Put a Barrel of Sludge on the bottom of your deck. And Barrel of Sludge is a 2 mana Fell spell. When this is played, discarded, or destroyed, deal 3 damage to the lowest health enemy.
okay.
So, naturally you're supposed to play Disposal Assistant on 2, it dies, then you play Fracking, you get your card, and you deal 6.
That's pretty good, actually. I mean, the synergy, like this card in a bubble is bad, but with the synergies like that, I'll just give it a 3. It's easier.
Yeah.
So
3 seems kind of good.
okay.
Next up, Sludge on Wheels. 3 mana 1/5, Rush. Whenever this takes damage, get a Barrel of Sludge, that is, to your hand, and add 1 to the bottom of your deck.
Oh, interesting. Oh, these are cool. I don't know if this is good, but like it's cool. It's interesting.
Yeah, Sludge on Wheels is like my least favorite of these cards.
All right, I'll give it a 2.
Yeah.
I mean, this is supposed to be like Acolyte of Pain as well. Like, I mean, in Acolyte of Pain sees play at 4 mana, and you get a bunch of barrels of sludge. I mean,
yeah, you do get them in your hand,
and you can always just play them like as like a finisher on an opponent, like when you have board but you're trying to finish. So, like, yeah, it seems okay. Yeah.
So some people have also, by the way, been talking about things like Steam Cleaner, or something comparable like that, where you blow up all of them at once. So there might be OTK potential.
Oh, you just Steam cleaner your own stuff? Oh, that's actually crazy. Okay.
Yeah, what I've heard is you play like 3 mana Silvermoon Arcanist, and 2 mana Crescendo, so you deal some spell damage AoE to blow up their minions, and then the next 5 mana Steam Cleaner, and all your sludges are dealing 5, and maybe that kills them. Just tossing that out there.
Okay.
Next up, we got Trolley Problem. 3 mana, discard your lowest cost spell. Summon 2 3/3 Tramcars with Rush. Quick draw, don't discard.
So the flavor on this card's great, even though it doesn't... I'll give it a 3. So
Yep. I think this card is quite good. You can play it if you have few spells. So it's just 3 mana for 2 3/3s. That's good. With Rush. But if you discard one of your little barrels, then it's 3 mana, deal 3, summon 2 3/3s with Rush, and that's kind of really nuts. Seems good. Next up, we got Furnace Fuel. 4 mana fire spell. When this is played, discarded, or destroyed, draw 2 cards.
I was thinking I could play Steam Cleaner to destroy this, but I realized it doesn't actually like work that way. But I still think, I don't know. I think this whole, like, it's weird. These cards are really hard to, like, all these cards are pretty terrible in a bubble, but it's all about their synergies. So it's hard to be like really objective about like, will the deck work? But I mean, I'll give it a 3 because
I like it. Yeah. I'm on a 3 too. I think it's really interesting and creative to do it this way. Next up, Moar Drillfist. 4 mana, 4/5, Mech Demon with Taunt. Death Rattle, excavate a treasure.
Does Warlock have any good ways to like make this even better? With like duplicating Death Rattle, like I can reverberations on it, right? Like, yeah, that's kind of good actually.
I suppose. I'm not sure you want to point to reverb at this, but you could.
Yeah. Shallow Grave. Oh yeah, that's okay.
Shallow Grave destroys it and triggers it.
Habeas corpus. Oh, okay. I'm giving it a 4. All right, 4.
Ooh. Interesting. All right. Well,
I just wanted to see, like, because now I can, how many of these kind of effects there are. Like, can I, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I forgot about habeas corpses. Interesting.
Yeah.
And the reward is so good for Warlock.
Yeah.
Because you get that reward, you start brewmastering it and copying it, and that's how you kill
I
it.
didn't even think about that. Yeah, you just brewmaster over and over again. Oh, that's great. Okay.
And next up, we got Popguard the Putrid, 4 mana 2/6 legendary. Your fell spells cost 1 less and have lifesteal. Battlecry, get 2 barrels of sludge.
Wait, for the rest of the game?
No, just while it's in place.
Oh, okay. Battlecry, get 2 barrels of sludge. Wait, are barrels of sludge spell spells? Oh, they are. Yeah. Oh, I can just play this and just dump everything and lifesteal. Okay, that's 4. Okay.
Yeah. All right, let me go 3 on it, just because it costs a bunch of mana, so hard to combo with. But yeah, I think it's good. 6 mana. You play this, you get 2 barrels, play them at a minimum, that deals 6, heal 6. Not bad. Next up, Waste Remover. 4 mana, 7/7 demon. At the end of your turn, destroy the bottom 3 cards of your deck.
I don't know. Like sometimes
Forge of
like
Souls.
Forge of Souls.
Location. Now you have more 4 mana 7/7s.
Yeah, it's more 4 mana. We already got 4 mana 7/7s. I don't know how to with this one. Like, I'll give it a 3. So
yeah, I'm giving all this 3s too.
The first really 4 mana 7/7 that debated me was the with the starfish, or not with the shellfish. That was never actually. It was never good as a 4 mana 7/7. It was only good as in decks that specifically for milling. Milling. Yeah. So
this doesn't have an upside for your opponent though, which is awesome.
So,
and I mean, hell, if you play a 4 mana 7/7 and then it also deals 3 damage, that's real.
Okay.
Next up, Tram Conductor Jerry. 7 mana 4/4 legendary. Battlecry, if you've excavated twice, summon 6 3/3 Tram cards with Rush. Jesus Christ.
Is this good?
You remember Sociologist Malicia?
Oh, yeah. We ran
that. Now imagine that if it always summoned a full board.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, 4.
Yeah, this thing is nuts. This thing is so nuts. After that, Warrior, really. All right. Starting off with Misfire. 2 mana spell. Deal 3, 2, and 1 damage to random minions, friendly and enemy. Quick draw, you choose the targets.
So isn't there a card that does this for Hunter or Druid? I can't remember the nature card.
Star Power. Oh.
What the?
I was in Star Power.
Well, that's the 5 mana card.
Shell Shot.
Yeah.
The Shell Shot and Star Power, basically.
Like Minefield. This seems good though. Yeah. Yeah. I'll give this a 3.
I would say it's 2 or 3. I would say 2, but
okay.
It's clearly efficient.
Yeah.
You just gotta make sure you want to play it the turn you draw it, which is a little more complicated on the basis of whether your opponent has minions. But yeah, it seems fine. Next up, Unlucky Powderman. 2 mana 2/2. Undead with Taunt. Death Rattle, give taunt minions in your hand and deck +1/+1.
4.
Okay. This is an interesting one, because I tried crafting a Taunt Warrior and I fell asleep in the middle of it.
Okay.
So I don't know how good the deck is.
Taunt Warriors on an arena and constructed. To be honest, I beat them, but I don't know. This card looks good. I'm just giving it a 4, anyways. Yeah.
I'm gonna say 2. I don't believe in the archetype, but it's a very good card for the archetype. Next up, Battle Pickaxe. 3 mana 4/1 weapon. After you play a taunt minion, gain +1 durability.
This card seems really good too. I don't know.
Yeah, this does seem like the better card, frankly. You play this with Dread Corsair, and then start bopping them.
This reminds me of that old Hunter card, the dragon one, but this is way easier to get. Yeah, this is way easier to get infinite charges on. Just play taunts and hit face every turn. 4.
All right, I will say 3 on it. I do like it. Next up, Blast Charge. 3 mana spell. Destroy a damaged enemy minion. Excavate a treasure.
So it's like execute, but with X. Let me look at the
It's a 3 mana execute, which excavates. Which is, yeah, so for Warrior, your treasure is the Azurite Ox. 4 mana 5/5 Elemental Beast, Battlecry, discover 2 8-cost minions, summon them.
I'll give it a 2 because it says excavate, but it's probably a 1. But
I legally have to give it a 2 because it says excavate, but it is a
Yeah.
sad 2.
Chat, make sure to check your local logic jurisdiction before you give any excavate cards a 1. So, yeah.
Well, next up, at least this one's more serviceable. Reinforced Plating, 3 mana spell, gain 6 armor, excavate a treasure.
This looks good. 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just play this if you're not excavating. Just play this in Odin Warrior.
Yeah.
3 sounds good. Next up, Slagmaw the Slumbering. 4 mana 16/16 legendary elemental beast. With Rush and Taunt, dormant for 8 turns, excavate to awaken 2 turns sooner.
Oh, dude, everyone's shitting on this card so hard. I saw it's, I don't know. It's, I mean, it kind of reminds me of like the candle card, but that card was mainly run to block Highlander, right? Like,
Yeah, the darkness.
Yeah. I'll give it a 1. So
I will also give it a 1.
Unbelievable.
By the time this thing wakes up, every class in the game can kill it.
Yeah.
Like Mage just reverbs it, Rogue can deadly shot it, Priest just light it, burns it. You know, it dies. Next up, Detonation Juggernaut. 5 mana 3/6 mech. Taunt. Battlecry, give taunt minions in your hand +2/+2. So boring. It's a good hand buff effect. This is definitely a good hand buff effect. There was that Paladin minion.
The other one did everything. Like, it was like your whole Armagadillo, but common.
Yeah.
But it's like Armagadillo did it every time.
Yes.
This did it once.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it
Oh,
1.
this is good. Yeah, I don't like Taunt Warrior.
I mean, I like the good Taunt Warrior cards like Infinite Weapon Hits and Keliseth, so.
Well, next up we got Blast Tortoise. 6 mana 2/7 beast with Taunt. Battlecry, deal damage to all enemy minions equal to this minion's attack. This card's actually kind of nasty.
This card
Mostly
is,
because you don't need a Taunt Warrior.
This card's the Priest card, right? It's the exact same thing except 1 less attack. Remember that Undead card for Priest? 3/7? That was deal your damage equal to this minion's attack to all enemy minions.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Chat, what's the name of the Priest card? 6 mana Death Rattle. Oh, this is Battle Cry. Oh, it's okay.
Yes, this is Battlecry.
Oh, that's so much better.
Yeah.
Okay.
The interesting thing about this is, I don't know if you want to try hitting this off Chorus Riff.
Oh, yeah.
If you hit this off Chorus Riff, it kills everything.
I mean, why not? You know? All right. Okay. This, I thought I read Death Rattle. I legit saw Death Rattle. Chat, I just learned what a ping was yesterday, so it happens. I'll give it a 4. I think it's really good.
I'm going to say 2.
All right.
Fringy playable. Next up, Badlands Brawler. 7 mana 4/4, Battlecry, start a brawl. If you have excavated twice, this always wins.
Oh, God. I feel like it shouldn't be 7 mana, though.
It's Soul Stealer.
That's true. The Soul Stealer gave you corpses as well.
Yep.
I don't know.
This costs 1 less mana.
Yeah.
It's one less stats.
But it's
Soul Stealer's
guaranteed
real
is a
good.
big deal. The guaranteed's a big deal, right? So.
Yep. I'm going to say 4 on this.
Oh, you could play it as a not guaranteed. It sometimes loses.
Yep.
All right, I'll give it a 4. All right, you convinced me.
All right, cool. Next up, Bombos Thogrin. 8 mana 7/7 legendary. Battlecry, shuffle 3 TNT into your deck. When drawn, blow up a card in the enemy hand, deck, and battlefield. When you draw TNT, it patchworks them, but it's a card. So that can hit locations, that can hit spells. Hit Reno.
Wait, is this card insane? I feel like this card's insane.
It's so slow.
Yeah.
8 mana, 7/7, pass.
Why would I play this
And
over
then
Odin? What if I run this in my EDC as a backup win condition for when my Odin gets patched? I don't know. It's so cool, though. It's so cool. Look,
I'm saying 1. It just seems too slow.
It's probably a 1, but I love it too much. I'm giving it a 3. Right?
All right. That's what we like to see. And that brings us to the neutrals, starting with Miracle Salesman. 1 mana, 2/2. Death Rattle, get a tradable Snake Oil. Snake Oil being a 0 mana spell, tradable, deal 0 damage.
I mean, there's no way this card doesn't see play. It's like Blazing Battle Mage, but upside. So it's neutral. So I'm gonna give it 4.
All right, I'm gonna say 3. People have been talking about Sith with this because you get a 0 mana spell that deals damage.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Which is kind of neat.
Oh my god, it's such a 4. Okay, yeah, this card is like this card most of the time isn't going to be that strong, but it's going to be in so many decks that it just has to be a 4. So I don't know, yeah. I can see it being the most played card in the big expansion. But let me see the other neutrals first. So
yeah, that's going to be probably not that card. But Tram Mechanic, 1 mana, 2/1, Death Rattle, get a Barrel of Sludge, which is that Warlock thing we were talking about. So, worth noting, the Barrel of Sludge is a fel spell. So, Rainbow Mage has some interest in this.
Oh, yeah. Alright, we'll give it
Warlock
a 4
has
as
some
well.
interest in this.
4.
I'm going to go 3 on this as well. It seems good. Seems useful. Has some applications. Next up, Bunny Stomper. Bunny Hopper's card for winning the World Championship. 2 mana, 1/3 Beast. Your beasts have Rush. This doesn't excite me.
1.
Yep. I'm on 1 too. There was that Bovine Skeleton combo, and outside that, you can Hydralodon combo with it if you want. But that is a lot of mana, and I don't know if this has other real applications.
Hydralodon is usually pretty easy to I mean, if you do this at 9 mana, yeah, like that's kind of cool with the Hydralodon, but I don't know.
Not very impressive.
Maybe you can get your opponent to have a minion that can never die, and then you play Hydralodon on this, and you have Sire in hand, and you get an infinitely big Sire. Use animation hacks. This could be, I don't know, yeah, anyways.
1. Next up, Cactus Rager. 2 mana, 1/5 Poisonous. 1.
This is pretty annoying in Arena, but I'll give it a 1, so.
Gotta stop playing Arena. Next up, Dry Scale Deputy. 2 mana, 2/2 Naga. The next time you draw a spell, get a copy of it. This is a Mega 4.
Mega 4, okay. I was like, I don't even know. 4. I have no idea what to think of this one.
This is just for my personal gratification. This is what I'm going to do with it. On turn 3, I'm going to play Sinstone Graveyard. On turn 4, I'm going to play Dry Scale Deputy. Then I'm going to go fishing. I'm going to draw Shadow Step. I'm going to get an extra Shadow Step. I'm going to step Deputy twice, replay it, and then next spell I draw I get 2 more copies of, so I reload, and then I make a big ghost. But also that Demon Hunter deck probably likes this too.
Alright, I'll give it a 3. So,
yeah, seems good to me. Next up, Gold Panner. 2 mana, 1/3. End of your turn, draw a card.
well, the neutrals seem really strong so far.
Yeah, I got some good stuff here.
Like neutral card draw, like I mean, this is like the old
Pleasant,
totem,
sort of. Yeah, Manatide Totem. Better. It's a better Manatide Totem by a lot.
Yeah.
Whether it's better than Peasant, probably not, but serviceable.
I mean, it never doesn't get you a card draw, so it's like, I mean, you run this in decks that don't have good card draw, which is becoming less and less any of them, but like, still,
Highland.
like, yeah, I mean, you know, I give it a 3. So
I'll say 2. Serviceable. Next up, Greedy Partner. 2 mana, 2/3. Battle Cry. If you're holding another 2-cost card, get a coin.
This was
This is
already
probably
really
the best
good.
neutral.
This was really good, and it was even good in arena, but it's like insane and constructed. I'll give it 4. So yeah.
Yep, that's an easy 4. Lots of decks are going to play this. This is not just Rogue stepping this for big droppies.
Yeah.
This is a lot more. Everyone plays Greedy Party.
Don't have to give your opponent a coin anymore. So yeah.
Yep. Next up, Howdy Finn. 2 mana, 2/3 Murloc. Whenever your hand has less than 3 cards in it, get a random Murloc.
Give it a 1. Wait,
Yeah, it's weird.
Wait,
It's
what?
like it's not really a 1 in terms of other Hearthstone, but in terms of current Hearthstone, random Murlocs, if you have fewer cards, don't win you the game.
I mean, this is kind of like the Shaman card that what you would play a
Underbelly
Warlock and get a
Angler.
more, but like it's so hard for like. So I guess you play this, and you get 3 Murlocs when you have 0. Like these cards that empty your hand decks just suck. Like they always suck. Like the 2 mana 1/3 was like got you actual cards in your deck. You're gonna get some shitty Murlocs in this, right? Like Murlocs suck. Like, oh, I got a War Leader and I have to tempo a 3 mana 3/3, right? Like,
Right. I'm going to go 1 on it.
yeah, I'm gonna give it 1. Not a believer.
Next up, Kobold Miner. 2 mana, 1/1. Battle Cry, Excavate a Treasure.
I'll just give it a 4. It's too versatile.
4.
Yeah.
All right, I'll say 3.
Alright.
It just goes in every Excavate deck. Not much
Oh
more to
shoot!
say.
Shoot! Okay, well, okay, there we go. We're back. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Next up, Saloon Brewmaster. 2 mana, 2/2. Battle Cry. Return a friendly minion to your hand. Give it +2/+2.
Just give it a 4.
A 4.
I'm just giving 4 to every neutral. This is like these neutrals are insane.
All right. I'll say 2. That's us better youthful Brewmaster, and there are some applications for that. Next up, Trapdoor Spider. 2 mana, 1/2 beast with stealth and poisonous. After your opponent plays a minion, attack it.
2.
Oh, I'll say 1. That isn't going to real deck, but we'll see. Next up, Whelp Wrangler. 2 mana, 2/3. At the end of your turn, get a 1/2 Whelp with Taunt. Get, again, confusing for some people, this goes to your hand. So 1 mana, 1/2 with Taunt.
1.
Dragon, 2. Did you say 1 or 4?
1.
1. Okay, good. I'm going to say 1, 2.
I played in arena and it was terrible. So yeah.
I don't even think Dragon Druid wants it. Dragon Druid just plays a dragon instead.
Yeah.
Next up, Bounty Board. 3 mana, 0/5. Your Excavate, Quick Draw, Tradable, and Legendary cards cost 1 less.
One.
People talked about some infinite combos with this in WoW, but who cares? 1 for standard. Next up, Eroded Sediment. 3 mana, 4/3 Elemental. Battle Cry, if you played an Elemental last turn, discover an Elemental from the past.
We'll give it a 1.
This could just say discover an Elemental from the past and it would still be a 1.
Yeah.
Next up, Flint Firearm. 3 mana, 3/3 Legendary. Battle Cry, get a random quick draw card. If you play it this turn, repeat this.
This is like probably bad, but it might be good. I don't know. Like,
I lean towards bad.
yeah,
You need
too much.
a
Like,
lot of mana.
yeah. All right, I'll give it a 1.
You can play this on 6 mana and maybe get an extra card sometimes. Pass. Next up, Gaslight Gatekeeper. 3 mana, 3/4 Undead. Battlecry, shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw that many cards.
This just seems like Sir Finley 2.0.
But worse.
But worse, yeah. But like maybe
You can draw the cards.
Yeah. But it's too could be fringe really useful. Like in the right deck. So I'm gonna give it a 2.
Yep. It's weird that like Highlander decks may play this just to increase the probability they have Reno on 8.
Yeah. So you can run that. Yeah, for decks that want to draw the good cards. Oh, Pocket Train's gonna hate this. Meta. Oh, I run my Finley and my 3 mana 3/4 so that I can hit. Yeah, my good card. Anyways.
Yep. Next up, Rattlesnake. 3 mana, 1/5 Beast. At the end of your turn, load 2 bullets that deal 1 damage each. Death Rattle. Fire at random enemies. 1.
Yeah, 1.
Next up, High Noon Duelist, 3 mana 4/3. Death Rattle, both players draw. Destroy the card that costs less. And by draw, that means you actually will get the card in your hand if you win.
Okay.
If you lose, it gets blown up.
Alright, 1. It's cool though.
Also a 1. Next up, Horseshoe Slinger. 3 mana 2/2 mech. Battle card, deal 2 damage to a random enemy minion. Quick draw, and one of its neighbors.
1.
Yep, also a 1.
If it could just be targeted, like why is it random? That's bad.
Good
At 3
question.
mana and
No
a 2/2,
idea.
it's just too inefficient.
Next up, we got Line Dance Partner. 3 mana 3/2. Battlecry, if you roll another 3-cost card, summon a random 3-cost minion.
This wrecked me in arena. I just love saying it. I'll give it a 3.
Okay, 3 it is. 1 for me.
Okay.
Next up, Ogre Gang Outlaw. Are you familiar with the Ogre Gang stuff?
What about it?
The payoff?
No.
Alright, well, we'll cover that when we get to 6 mana. It's like Gucci Gang, but for ogres. Anyway, this is a 3 mana 4/4 rush. 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy. Now, interestingly enough, if your opponent has 1 minion, this has a half chance to go face.
But I have to run this like clunky card. But I guess 3 mana 4/4. I don't know. I'll give it a 2. So.
I will also give it a 2, but because of the payoff.
Okay.
Next up, Azurite Chain Gang. 4 mana 2/3 taunt. Battle Cry and Quick Draw. Summon a copy of this.
I'm just gonna go with, even though I'm not sure this is powerful as is, like this card broke the game in standard before, and it's literally just better. So 3 or 4. I don't know. 4.
All right. Saronite Chain Gang is a 4 in current year. I'm gonna say 1.
Okay. All right. How soon do we forget? Yeah.
Gang Blasted Elemental. 4 mana 3/3 Elemental with taunt. Death Rattle. Deal 2 damage to all minions except friendly elementals.
Yeah, 1. So.
Also a 1. Next up, Ogre Gang Rider. 4 mana 3/6 rush. 50% chance to give your hero +3 attack this turn instead of attacking.
Is anyone
When you
gonna
try to attack?
Is anyone just gonna run
either?
Whoa. Yeah, I don't know. It was annoying in arena, not gonna lie, but I don't know. Why do people think it's? I just should give it a 1. I don't think it's good.
I'll give it a 2 for the payoff.
Okay.
Next up, Rowdy Partner. 4 mana 4/3. Battlecry, if you roll another 4-cost card, deal 4 damage.
Compare this to the excavate twice, deal like 5 or this. Like this is, I don't know. I'm gonna give this a 1. So
1 it is. Next up, Sheriff Barrelbrim. 4 mana 4/4 legendary. Battlecry, if you have 20 or less health, open the Badlands Jail, which I assume means summons the location, which is a 3-charge location that makes a minion go dormant for 3 turns.
Oh, that's pretty great.
It is pretty great if you open that thing up, yeah.
Like, I mean, you're behind, so you like that's what. So your opponent's likely to have a minion on board, and you just slap this down. It's a body. You make a thing go dormant. I mean, I think like I can. This is so good in like Druid. Like if I can use it.
I was
like,
eyeing Druid as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 4.
I don't know if I give it a 2 or a 3.
Well, like most decks, it's going to be whatever, and but the things about neutrals are the decks that they are good in, because neutral counts for every class. Like some, there might be classes that it's like a marginal card, but I think some classes, yeah, I really like that card. So
the location's very good. Very annoying. After that, we got Snake Oil Seller. 4 mana 4/5 Naga. Death Rattle. Shuffle 2 tradable snake oils into your opponent's deck.
Okay.
Bad Luck Albatross.
Is Albatross back, but they can tradable them?
Do I say this is a 2 just because some people are going to put it in their decks anyway, even if it's bad?
Do we make this into a new Albatross deck?
This is a 1.
I'm giving it a 3. I'm a believer.
Right.
All right. Actually, I wish it had. I thought it had taunt. It doesn't have taunt. I don't know,
It doesn't.
but whatever. I'm giving it a 3 anyways. So
Sure. Next up, Burrow Buster. 5 mana, 6/4 mech. Rush. Battle Cry. Excavate a treasure.
this card was pretty bad in arena.
Mhm.
I'll give it a 2
Does
because it
excavate.
has the word excavate on it. So
Correct. Same with me.
yeah, I am legally required in my state to give it a 2. So
Next up, Cattle Rustler. 5 mana, 3/4. Battle Cry. Draw a beast. It costs 3 less.
I don't know. Like I'm just. This seems bad. Tutor. I'll give it a 1. I don't think it's good.
Yeah, I'll give it a 1 too. I don't like it. It's probably got some use, but I don't like it. Next up, Ogre Gang Ace. 5 mana, 5/4 Rush. Whenever this attacks, gain Divine Shield. 50% chance to gain Lifesteal instead. It's a 2 for the payoff for me.
Okay, I'm gonna just trust you on these payoffs because these cards are bad. So I'm gonna give it a 2.
Here's the payoff. Kingpin Pud. 6 mana, 6/7 Legendary. Battlecry, resurrect your Ogre Gang. Give them Wind Fury.
Wait, this is. Do you have to have had like? Oh, it just resurrects all of them, but you.
Yep.
So you could just resurrect one, right?
You could resurrect 1 through 6, I suppose. There's like some weird chance Rogue actually makes a deck with this.
Or you just keep
Because
shadow
you can
stepping this,
shadow
right?
stepping it, yeah. It's
Um,
very, very fringy and probably slow, but
I'm gonna go 2. I don't know. I'm tired of thinking about things. So yeah.
sure. I'll give it a 3. Next up, Sunspot Dragon. 6 mana, 6/6 dragon with tradable, lifesteal, and quick draw, deal 6 damage.
I feel like this is good. I don't know.
I don't think it's bad.
Yeah. I'll give it a 3.
I think I'll give it a 2. Because Druid wants to have dragons in the hand.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They
yeah.
do ramp. And man, when they quick draw this, it's 6 mana, 6/6 lifesteal,
Yeah.
deal 6. That's a lot. That goes face too.
Yeah.
Seems decent. Next up, Azurite Giant, 8 mana, 8/8 elemental. Costs 1 less for each turn in a row you've played an elemental. Stop playing elementals, it resets.
Dude, is there any chance that like we're all wrong about how terrible elementals are?
No
I don't
chance
know,
whatsoever.
Like, I mean, I don't
One.
know. I wonder if they tested this stuff out. So, okay, so there's a neutral hero card. Okay, that's interesting.
Yep. Reno Lone Ranger. 8 mana legendary, gain 5 armor as usual. Battlecry, if your deck has no duplicates, empty the enemy board and limit it to 1 minion for a turn. Now, when it says empty, it means empty. Locations are gone. Sargeras portals are gone. This kills everything.
It doesn't
On
kill
the
your
next
board.
turn-
Okay.
It doesn't kill your board. Next turn, the opponent has 1 board space. So you're going to play this, you're going to wipe their board, everything. Then the next turn, they can develop 1 thing, and it switches back to you. And your hero power is always 2 mana, deal 2 damage, and then either refresh 2 mana crystals, gain 4 armor, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions, draw a card, summon a random 3-cost minion, discover a spell, or give a random friendly minion +2/+2.
Give this a 4. Like,
Yeah, this thing's gonna get nerfed. This thing has to get nerfed.
it won't be nerfed. Yeah. So, anyways, it's pretty good. All right.
And lastly, we have Thunderbringer, which we're already playing with, and it's actually
It's
turning out to be kind of good some places.
Oh, all right. I'll give it a 2, and then because it's in Big Rogue, right? And
Yep.
I should rate cards not just for the top 20 Legend meta, you know. So, yeah.
I will say it's a 4, and then we will be done. That's it.
All right.
So
Right, that was
appreciate the review,
efficient.
as always.
Yeah. Nicely done. All right.
You got the sheet.
Yep. So yeah, nice doing this with you.
Yep,
Yeah.
appreciate it as always. Have a good rest of your stream, man.
All right. Talk to you later. All right. You too.
See you later.
All right. Bye.